How you boys feeling?
Feeling great. Ready to get my strap back.
Ready to get that strap back. As you can see on the screen, I am the champ. I added that little flair because I dominated last pay-per-view by a couple underdog plays, Bilal Muhammad, Sugar Sean O'Malley. Let's not bring that up with Christian. Speaking about Sugar Sean O'Malley, speaking about Petroyan, I was not aware when you made that bet, Christian, that you made, by the way, not me, you made. I was not aware how many people really wanted you to do it. They said, your boy better cut his hair. Christian better cut his hair. On Instagram, on Twitter, people were like, it better be cut. So, without further ado, Christian, please show the people what you did. Oh.
Brother, what you gonna do, brother?
Hulk Hogan in the building. That looks way worse than I ever thought it would. It looks way worse. You got a nice shaped head, so if you just cut the rest off, you're going to be Gucci, but that looks so bad.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, so you gonna let it grow back naturally? Oh, very
Golly.
You gonna let it grow back naturally? You just gonna do the whole thing?
I'll cut the sides off tomorrow.
Man, yeah, you got a nice shaped head. You're gonna look all right. You got good face wear. I think people who lose their hair grow a beard. Because if I ever lost my hair, I'm fucked. But if you grow your hair, or if you go bald, grow a beard, you look great. But man, CC, woo!
You got probably another hour and a half to stare at that beauty.
Man, I tell you what. This is an all-time, because I don't know if you heard my little rant. I felt bad on the podcast. I really did. And I didn't even think it would look this bad. I felt bad as you lost money. That's what we're here to do. Even if it's a competition, a little fun battle between us, I want my boys to win money. I want to win money. Sometimes we're on the opposite side. That's going to happen. But when you volunteered to cut your beautiful hair, holy shit.
I'm a man of my word.
You are a man of your word. That's for sure.
Bets.
I am going to have to screen capture, screen grab, whatever they call it, all these.
Don't let our boy Justin do some new art.
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. Genie's here. Genie day one.
What up, Genie?
The Friar Turk. Hell yeah, we got some BP late. I wasn't late. Reese, the half. If it's not a single, it's gonna be. If he's not single, it's gonna be soon. No, Molly's a wonderful woman. She cut it. Hulkmaster's strong with this guy. Let's fucking go is right, Mike. Let's fucking go. And let's go to these fights. We got 14 boys. We got to dive on in. First fight night, Carlos Olberg, -120 versus Christian. Can you pronounce this guy's name for me?
Yeah, Nikolai Nega Mariano.
Versus Nikolai +100. Christian nailed that. Line's moving a little bit. It's dancing a little bit. Very competitive fight. Since I'm the champ, I'll go first. Sorry, I had to pull up this thing just here because I had a point to make here about this fight. Very competitive fight. Nikolai, who I'm not going to even pronounce his last name because I'll get canceled. Nikolai, 4-1 in the UFC. However, the guys beat absolute bums. He lost his debut against Safarov, who is an absolute bum. Alexis Kamur from Ohio. I love you, Alexa. You stink. Ike Villanueva, the guy's got like 40 losses. Kenny and Nzukchukwu, split decision, very close fight. And then Ihor Poteria, I'm not impressed with this guy. You know what I mean? I'm not impressed. He's tough. He likes to battle it out. He's got a good chin. His tank's okay. He can mix some things up. But Carlos Olberg, the best-looking guy in this card, is just going style on him. He's going to go in there. He's going to keep his distance. He's not going to make too many mistakes. He's going to win a decision here, maybe even a finish, but probably not. Nikolai's very tough. Give me Colts Olberg, a fight where I was a little nervous in the beginning of the week. Now that it's Wednesday, I've sold myself on it. Probably come Saturday, I'll bet a lot of money on it. Give me Colts Olberg. Yeah. So what's up, boys? Who wants to jump on the bone? Let's go, Timbo. Timbo, jump on that bone, man.
Yeah, I'm with you on Olberg here. He's still very, very green. You know, he's a kickboxer, trains with Izzy. I think he's got like two gears. He either goes wild or he kind of just goes straight back, and he's trying to find that middle ground of where he can do both successfully, like defend himself, but also utilize his power. He's definitely got a power advantage here. Negu Mariano, I believe I just killed it. He could try to wrestle, which would obviously give Olberg being a kickboxer problems, but he's built like a fucking tank. I mean, he's strong. I think he shouldn't have any problems sprawling. I think he gets this one finished probably first round, honestly. But,
Tim Run. Kieran Doherty is here. MMA Takes Podcast #1 fan. Tim Run. He wants you to run away from that one. Not me. I'm going head on, Carlos Olberg. Christian, that fucking hair is unbelievable, dude. Hopefully it brings you some winners. Who you got in this fight?
Well, let's hope so, because I got Nega Mariano here. I like his cardio a lot more. Olberg has that insane early output, and then he gasses. I mean, he puts like 3 rounds of strikes into, a round and a half. I'm going to ride with the better chin, I believe, on Nega Mariano, the better cardio, and he's, got that great cage pushing / cage grabbing game. I mean, he's such a cheater.
He's a fucking cheater is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. And you want to bet on cheaters that don't get caught. So at a plus number, the guy that I think is not, might be the worst looking, he's probably the better fighter. So give me on Nikolai Nega Mariano. Start the night off with the dog.
Not a bad bet, man.
Not a bad bet. Here's another bet for you, though. Do you want to do another hair bet on this fight?
Yeah.
I don't know what else we could do to you, but what you like? No, I'm just teasing. I like Olberg a lot, but I don't want to. I can't cut my hair anymore. I don't want to cut yours. All right, here. Next up, Julio is what my wife called him. Julio, plus 170 versus Montel Jackson, -200. Lines are moving. I got these yesterday. And Jeannie pointed out, it's so predictable when I talk about a Montel Jackson fight that I got to sing Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. It's a classic 90s beater. Timbo, what do you like in this 135-pound fight here, bud? I got a strong lean.
Yeah, I got a strong lean on Montel Jackson, man. Think the dude's very underrated. He's going to be the more powerful striker. He's a good wrestler. I think he rolls here. Arce is a really good counter striker. He's I think he's taking advantage of some wild, inexperienced, low-level fighters, but Montel Jackson is neither 3 of those. I think Montel Jackson rolls here, man. I think this dude's the real deal.
Real deal stuff from Timbo. Christian Hulk Hogan. What do you got for the Hulkamaniacs out there for this one?
Oh, yeah, brother. Yeah, I probably should have kept that long mustache, bleached it blonde for this.
You bleach that?
You could have just done the.
I should have, though. I didn't even think about it. I was going to be.
You could have done like the Hollywood Hogan used to bleach this and then dye this black. You could have done that, man.
Yeah.
I should have done it.
Maybe I'll do it this weekend. So I like Jackson quite a bit here, too. He is massive for 135. I'm sure we're going to have to hear about his gloves and how big his hands are a million times on the broadcast.
Let's hear about how big his dick is. That's what I want to hear about.
Yeah. Because it's fucking huge.
If he's got hands bigger than Ngannou, I would think so, man.
Yeah, Arce, he's good. Like a real well-rounded kind of do-it-all type fighter. And he took a long break, but he's been looking good since he's been back. I just can't get that Song Yadong KO out of my head. That was vicious.
Sure.
And that was 5 months ago or something like that? He's been pretty
Not that
active.
long ago, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go with the size. It's who I think is the better fighter. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you how I think it's going to end. I think Jackson's kind of got him everywhere. Jackson doesn't get hit very often. That's something that I noted, too. He absorbs 1.3 strikes a minute. I mean, that's a crazy number.
Yeah.
So
that's a stat. That's a stat right there for you. Here's a stat for you. Montel Jackson's gonna win this fight. You know what I mean? I'm all over Montel Jackson here. I think he is super underrated. Timbo hit on it. I think he is huge. Timbo hit on it. And his striking's coming a long way. There's a couple times in his last few fights where he's had guys hurt out on their feet, but he goes back to his grappling wrestling. I think his IQ, if it comes along here against Julio Arce, who has been touched before, who has been shinny before, I think it could be a bad night for him. Julio Arce from New York or Jersey, from the East Coast. He's got a little hometown crowd here, but Montel Jackson's just too good everywhere and anywhere. I like his submissions. I like his grappling. I like his striking. He's very defensive-minded. Doesn't fight a whole lot because he's not hurt. It's just he wants to get better. He's from a small camp out there in Milwaukee. At least that's where he was. I don't know if he's moved since then, but he wants to get better. And each time he fights, he's proven that he's getting better. I just wish his fight IQ would come up a little bit That way, when he's landed like the JP Bays fight, he rocked JP Bays 40 fucking times, and he kept going for takedowns. Like, no, dude, finish the guy in the feet. I like Montel Jackson big here. This is another no-brainer here. Minus 200. Not afraid to pay that price at all. All right, next up, plus 140, Mike Trizano. The Paisano, Mike Trizano versus Soo Choi, minus 165. Christian, tough fight for me to pick. I actually have nothing written down for this fight. The only fight I don't have selected here. Trizano was my underdog play last time he fought. He embarrassed me. And Soo Choi, he's got the knockout power, but he lays some duds. Tell me about this fight, baby.
Man, Sung Choi has cost us a lot of money in his last 2 fights, I think. I don't know what it is about him that I seem to like so much. I think he had blonde hair last time and lost. So,
is that what it was? Oh, let me see. Molly Meatball by KO first round. I'm betting my life on it. Kieran, you lost your life, bro. That's eat your vitamins and say your prayers. She's gonna sleep her bad. Blanchfield hotter than Dern though. What, bro? Listen, Blanchfield's cute, hot. Blanchfield by wet blanket. Mike Sloan all over Blanchfield.
Yeah, I got the Mike Sloan ticket on that one.
Sprawl and brawl, baby. Sprawl and ball, baby. Sorry about that, Christian. The chat wasn't I wasn't keeping up with the chat good enough. Go ahead.
That's all right. Yeah, well, I can't see the chat. That's the only thing I don't like about this new software.
So now I'm only seeing it when Brian makes it. Makes it away.
Yes. So sorry for not interacting with the chat. I can't see it.
All right. Well, we might have to go back to the other software that's happening. I figured you guys could be able to. So, excuse me. Let's just talk. We should take this offline. What are your options up on the left? So I have comments from us, and I have chat from us, and then I have comments from like the actual chat.
Mine just says chat and social. Just chat and social. And same.
And social's not popping up.
For us, it says here will appear comments from social media that producer present on the live.
Huh. Same. What's going on, boys? James Larkin in the house. Sorry about that, boys. We'll get that fixed for next time. Go ahead, Kristen. Now you can do your breakdown.
So yeah, I seem to be in love with Sung Woo Choi. I pick him every time, and I think it was my mortal lock twice in a row. Lost both of them, and here I find myself going back to the well. There's just kind of similar fighters. Choi's probably got a little bit of a power edge and a little bit of a grappling edge. Well, of course, he's got the power edge over. Look, I think the guy is better than these losses he's getting. That Caceres fight, he looked phenomenal until he wasn't anymore. And Caceres is a good fighter. You know, his losses are respectable. So I'm going to go back to the Choi well one more time. If he burns me here, he'll get cut from the UFC, so I won't have to worry about it. But I will never pick or bet him. Won't even watch
Choi again. You burn Christian, you're cut. You're jobless, motherfucker. Don't burn anybody. Yeah, listen. This is tough. I don't have any underdogs right now. I'm going to have obviously some underdogs later. I'm usually a dog player here. I look at Trizano. I like the dog number, but man, last time he fought, he embarrassed me. Egg on my face. You don't do that to a guy who just bought his check mark on Twitter, okay, Trizano? I just paid for my verification. You don't egg on my face, pal. So with that, I'm going to go with the cardio problem heavy hitter Choi. Even though I don't like it, because sometimes he comes out there and looks like Bok Choi. Am I right, guys? Nailed the joke. Timbo, it's up to you, babe.
I'm rocking with Choi here as well. He's tall as hell, long as hell. He'll have a 3-inch reach advantage in this one. I don't think it goes to the ground unless Choi begins to piece him up on the feet, and then Trizano's got to panic, go for a takedown. Choi's got some really good elbows as well, so I think he can really – utilize those if he does try to get the takedown. But yeah, I'm liking Choi here. I'm not super confident because obviously he's burned this one too many times in the past. But yeah, I mean, I'll run it again.
Run it back with Choi. Reese McCullough says Choi, Molly bringing in lots of love. Well, lots of new trainers, 100K sponsorships, deals. Thinks she's going to be improving. New boxing coach. That's where all the elbows started. She made value at dog money. I'm not saying there's not value on dog money on Molly for sure. She comes from a grappling gym. You think that she's going to be better there. We'll get to that fight. I love how this fight. Name another women's fight that's getting this much love.
No, right? Damn.
The co-main event, I feel like no one's talking about it. Molly McCann's a star. Molly will win. Mark my words. Kieran, I want to put a bet on it. If she loses, I'll change my name to MMA Takes Podcast Biggest Idiot. I like what you had now, man. All right, next up, Karolina Kowalkiewicz, -120 versus Silvana Gomez Juarez, +100. This is the only fight, and I don't want to sound like a sexist douche, the only fight out love, only because Karolina Kowalkiewicz is a sweetie little cutie pie. Feel like her best years are behind her. She needs to go make an OnlyFans so I can go see it on Reddit because I don't pay to see naked girls because I'm a grown man. So with this fight, it's tough. I'm gonna lean Gomez Juarez. She's obviously a heavy hitter here. She's powerful. Kowalkiewicz has no defense on her feet anymore. Her chin's kind of been gone. She won her last fight by armbar, so she's probably going to want to take this fight to the ground. Maybe, but Juarez Gomez has decent ground as well. Not the best. Her submission defense is a little lacking, but it's just going to come down to power here. Give me Gomez Juarez at plus money as well. I don't love it. Not going to bet this fight. Run away from this fight if you're me because, I just don't like it. So, Timbo, how do you like this fight, babe?
Yeah, Carolina should have walked it off in her last performance, but I think she had lost five in a row. She lost 5 in a row prior to getting that win last summer, and that would have been a good time to call it. And now she's going to go out and likely get herself hurt. Like you said, Herrig, she cracks. She is. Let me see.
Stats. Give me stats, babe.
They're about the same age, but just as far as punishment that they've taken, Carolina's certainly taken much more of that. Carolina's only landed, I think, I looked it up, like 2 takedowns in the past 8 years, and she's had like 12 fights.
Right.
So I mean, I don't even think she has much potential there. So yeah, love Carolina. I think she's a cutie. She's a sweetheart, but she's going down in this one to Juarez.
Going down. Tim on the same side. Christian, I believe I know who you're on this, but give me your pick here, babe.
Yeah, we talked about this in the group chat, but I actually do like this fight. Just because I think Gomez Juarez is super fun to watch. If she throws just giant power. Like she knocks bitches on their straight on their ass. And I think KK is gonna be very, very prone to probably getting hit hard. Look, I know she won that last fight by sub, but Felice Herrig, give me a break. That was she was 2 feet out the door, not just 1 foot out the door.
Give me a break.
And that loss to Jessica Penne, that shows what she's really at. And that was an embarrassing loss. So,
Tatum Temple, she's the woman fight whisperer. Gomez Juarez is the pick.
Yeah. And
so you're picking Gomez Juarez.
I am.
Guys, I got really exciting news here. Leg Lock Larry just gave us another parlay. Here it is, boys. Trizano over Choi, Zhang over Esparza, Chiefs over Jaguars, 49ers over Chargers, Eagles over Commanders, 6 legs plus 620, $20 and 125. Leg Lock Larry, he needs to change his name to Sharp Dude Larry or something, man. I really don't like KKK here. Yeah, under 2.5 play here. Chancellor. Listen.
I'm going to take Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I think the number would be right, but it is a women's MMA fight, so it's
who cares?
If the number's right 100%.
I'm hammering. Oh man, it's only plus 115.
Okay, so Skynet just bet his left nut on Juarez. Okay, so how are you gonna send that to me if she loses? I can give you my address. I have shelf room. I have a bottle of that stuff to put in. So we're all on Juarez here. No surprise there. Next fight, boys. Now I think we're really getting into some of the good shit, right? Ottoman Zaitar, -115 versus Matt Steamroller Frivola from Long Island. I can't say his name any other way. My family's from Long Island. That's how they talk. Meatball subs.
Long Island.
Long Island. It's on Long Island, not in it. You're on it. I love Frivola. And I'm going to go first. Sorry, boys. I love Frivola in this spot. Not because he follows me on Twitter that I have a verification that I paid for. Not because of that. Not because he follows me on Instagram and likes some of my stuff. Not because we're kind of on the same podcast sometimes. I think Ottoman Zaitar, this guy's a big knockout hitter, right? Big knockout puncher. He's got 2 knockouts in the UFC over guys who ain't got no chins. Oh, he knocked out Karma Worthy, who's 10 losses. 9 of them come from by knockout. I ain't worried about chinless Karma Worthy here, okay? Then he fought the other guy I can't pronounce. That guy gets knocked out by a strong win. I ain't worried about that. Then someone presented an argument to me like, Brian, listen, I know you're on Frivola, but he gets knocked out too. That is right. He's been slept early in fights. Reyes got him. Terrence McKinney got him like 7 seconds. But he also has a win over Jalen Turner, which shows that he can deal with strikers if he fights smart. His grappling is very good. He's coming off a knockout win himself. I don't want him standing up in this fight. Ottoman Zaitar, this is the guy that had someone scale a building in Dubai for some potatoes.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah, that's him. What's in these potatoes, man? You know what I mean? It ain't potatoes. So he got cut, got brought back because he's friends with higher up people in his country. Is what it is. I think he's a very good fighter. I think he has big power. I think Frivola knows that. Frivola looks to be in tremendous shape here. I had him at -105 yesterday. He's currently +100. I like Frivola. I like Frivola in this. This isn't a homer pick. I genuinely like him in this spot. Ottoman Zaitar can go out there, and I tell you what, if you want to hedge your bets, if you're a hedger, go Ottoman first round knockout. Because if he beats Frivola, that's how it's going to happen. Because he's not going to be able to keep up with the steamroller round 2 and 3, guarantee it. So give me Frivola though here. Christian, who you like in this fight?
Well, Frivola also follows me on Twitter, and he's like probably the most famous person who does. So I will probably have to vote him just because of that. Look, I think the only concern really is Frivola's chin. Like, is that Terrence McKinney shit going to happen again? He has shown himself to get wobbled pretty easily, but he's a skilled striker and he's a skilled grappler, and we haven't seen a Zaitar off of his back yet, but I would have a feeling it's probably not very good because the guy's in there crushing cans like Karma Worthy all the time, or guys that want to strike with him. Frivola could do whatever he wants. Frivola's got the whole well-rounded game. So I think getting that at plus money, a guy that's got the ground advantage, and for all we know, could hang striking. I mean, his power has looked great lately. So I'm gonna ride the steamroller also.
Steamroller Frivola. His dad's name's Sal the Bulldozer Frivola. I mean, why can I be Italian? That's the truth. Yeah, they said on the end of California, is Sal going to be there? And Ray laughs and goes, the Bulldozer. And Matt's like, yeah, of course he's going to be there. Timbo, who do you like in this fight?
I'm going for Frivola here as well, man. Experience. Obviously, he's got a wealth of experience over his opponent. They're both 2 years old. It's not like Frivola's the old Gramps in this one.
Right.
And again, just the wrestling aspect of this. I think Frivola's got to come out, like you said, avoid the big shots. Get some takedowns. Zaitar, I've never seen the dude. He hasn't been past round 1. No, he hasn't. So inexperience. I was hoping that Frivola would be more of a dog here, just because of the hype that's on. How do you say his name? Zaitar.
Zaitar, yeah, that's cool.
A Zaitar, I think.
Yeah, give me Frivola here. I think it might be in a drought. Come maybe Frivola by like a third round, late second round finish.
Yeah, I mean, typically, historically, in the UFC, when guys come, and there are only 2 wins, and he's knocked out 2 chinny guys, right? Let's be nice. And they typically never have cardio because they're putting so much in those short twitch power shots. Guys usually fall off a cliff. I'll be very surprised if Ottman has cardio. He might think he has cardio until he gets pushed with a grappler wrestler like Frivola. So obviously, Frivola, if you're going to hedge out, go Ottman KO round 1. That's a real possibility, but I like the steamroller here. I think we all are in agreement with the steamroller Frivola. And hopefully one day I get to meet his dad, Sal the Bulldozer, because that's the best name ever. All right, Andre Petroski, -195. This line is moving. I believe he's -200 now. Against Wellington Turman, +165. It's so funny that he's a Brazilian named Wellington. I think that's a very popular name down there. It giggles me every time. I don't know any Wellingtons. Interesting fight here. Both grapplers. One guy's young and was hyped up for a while, and then he's proved he has no chin. Petroski, last couple times he's fought, he's been crazy overpriced.
He was a dog. He was a dog to Maximov. He was a huge dog.
You're right. I'm sorry, but against the Chinese feller, and then against Michael Gilmore, he was crazy, and he got the job done. He did what he did, right? And I love that. But Tim, this is a tough fight for me to pick actually, because I was kind of looking a close eye on Wellington with that number, but we'll see what you think here, bud.
You're breaking up there. Did you say it was my guy?
Oh, my bad. No, Timbo, it's your Who do you like here? Wellington versus Wellington by a million says Genie. James Larkin says the Chinese feller. I don't know his name off the top of my head.
Huya Zhang.
There you go.
This is
Zhang.
tough.
Take a shot, Timbo.
Hello? Okay, this is Dog.
Take a shot.
Who was the dog in this one? I apologize.
Turman, Wellington Turman. Take a shot.
What was his number?
Plus
Plus 165. Take the shot.
No, I'm not taking a shot on Wellington Turman. I can't do it. Petroski, I think, shocked a lot of people in his last fight, and not that. I mean, Nick Maximoff was like really hyped up just for being the camp that he's with and all.
Not even the UFC anymore.
Yeah, I know, right? But he's a good grappler. Petroski took him.
Nate left to like, yeah, you're out too, bud.
Yeah, give me Petroski here. I think I'm assuming he can out grapple him. I've been really impressed by him thus far. I don't think either of these guys has anything for one another on the street. Definitely not Turman. So that's what makes me go even more so to Petroski here. So give me the favorite here. I'll have some dogs for you later, but I'm being a safety for this one.
All right, he's going with Petroski. Hulk Hogan, who do you like in this fight?
All right, brother.
Hey, brother.
I don't know what the deal with Petroski is. I don't think anybody knows if he's good. He looks like you see him and you're like, this guy should be good. And then he'll have an impressive outing, and then he'll have a not really impressive outing. He's never beat somebody that's still in the UFC. All of his wins are not in the UFC from the guys. So I think, let's see, if anybody he's faught's probably not in the UFC except for Brian Battle. That's probably the only UFC level fighter he's ever even fought. So I don't think he's that good. He ain't got no gas in it.
Ain't got no gas
in it.
Sorry about the headphones listeners there. Probably got you good. I'm gonna go with Turman. I think he's
all right. Took a shot.
I think he's. I don't know. This should be a pick'em, and he's at plus 170. So give me the guy what should be a pick'em at plus 170. I think Turman's probably a bit better. I don't think Petroski's UFC level even.
Well, Skynet says Turman stinks.
Well,
split with
Alvey is because he got 2 points taken in one round. He eye poked him like.
Can Gracie Philly get back on track? Hey, those Phillies, the Wawas. This is a tough fight. I want to take a shot on the dog. I'm gonna be a little chalk bitch here. I'm gonna go Petroski. Wellington's good. He came in the UFC as a grappler. He's a big kid. Then he got his chin exposed pretty quickly. His cardio got exposed too. Went in training and still is at Connecticut with Glover Teixeira. Obviously proved fruitful because he got an armbar with Misha Cirkunov, who Misha Cirkunov is a killer, be-killed guy on the ground. Petroski, obviously, cardio is a little bit of an issue. But he looks good, right? He's ripped. He's got the beard. He's got things that are going for him. Training with a good gym out of Philly, the Gracie Philly here, and they're on a little bit of a skid. But I'm going to go Petroski. I don't love the line. But if you're going to juicy it up, I think, you go Petroski by maybe some kind of finish. I don't know if he can submit Turman because Turman is pretty solid on the ground. His submission defense has proven to be all right, but maybe some kind of TKO situation since his chin is absolute dog shit. All right, the fight everyone's been talking about in the chat, minus 390, Aaron Blanchfield against Meatball Molly McCann plus 320. I think people are talking about this because the line is very wide. Molly has made leaps and bounds improvements in her career. She's getting paid now. She absolutely is fun to listen to, watch, whatever. Her last two fights, she's incredible knockouts. But Aaron Blanchard is a 23-year-old absolute fucking beast stud. So, Christian, I'm very curious to who you're going to pick here, bud. This is a very big fight.
Yeah, this is look, anytime Molly McCann's a star. She's a good fighter, and she's a star. I mean, she's got some panache that's, really nobody. I don't know if anybody like Patty, like Connor, Leah, that's just straight. Just straight swagger. So I'd love to see her win here, just because, she must think she can win if she's taking this fight. She doesn't want to end this hype train that she's been on. But Blanchfield, ever since she beat Miranda Maverick, I'm like, holy shit, this girl is the truth. She is so damn good. there's a 9-year age gap. They're both born, actually 9 years to the day. They're both born on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Almost
getting my Bok Choi joke earlier.
Yeah. 9 years apart, though. And, I mean, so, when you got that kind of age gap, you're going to assume that Blanchfield in between these camps is probably making more significant improvements. Her game is more raw, she's probably a little more flexible, in terms of what she can learn. So I'm going to go Blanch. I mean, there's no hot take here. She's minus 400. Frankly, I'd like to see Molly win the fight, but I have it just Blanchfield's a future champion, and Molly's a future gatekeeper. Does she even rank? I didn't.
What are you laughing? You laughing at Hulk?
No, yeah, she's a future gatekeeper.
What? I like your breakdown, Hulk. Timbo, you said wow during Christian's breakdown, so I got to give you the mic here. What did you wow about? You kind of Owen Wilson. Wow.
Wow. No, I haven't. We're at the point in the card now where we know our shit and we know these fighters. First couple ones, I was like, all right, let me do a little research on these folks. But
sure,
now that we're getting to the meat and taters of it, and Mama McCann has just been fucking nonstop talked about. Her and fucking Patty Pimblett. I watch a lot of Barstool shit, so they're all over her tits. And I did not expect Erin Blanchfield to be this big of a favorite. And now I'm upset because I was like, oh man, there's going to be a bunch of idiots who are like, oh, I love Mama McCann, 2 spinning back fists.
Right. You get a better number.
And I saw minus 390. Holy shit. Yeah, dude. Fucking Aaron wet blanket for Blanchfield. It's about their steamroll.
Mike Sloman throwing that out there, man. Mike Sloman's like, this bitch a wet blanket.
Blanchfield,
Drake's on Molly. Drake put that curse on Molly. So
that's true.
Just do with what you will.
That's your brother Drake. You should probably tail him on it.
Yeah, you look like Drake.
Tailing him on this, and Erin Blanchfield would be
on Molly.
Oh, he's on Molly. No, he's.
I was about to say you're on Blanchfield.
Big time. Yeah.
Okay.
Portal lock.
We'll get to the locks, brother.
Yeah.
So Kieran Doherty, who I love to death, is all over Molly. And I'm the opposite. I'm all over Blanchfield here. She's 23 years old. I think this fight's going to look a lot closer than what the line suggests. I think Molly has struggled with grapplers in the past. Her boxing's great. Her toughness is great. Her cardio is great. We all talked about her personality. We love her. But Erin Blanchfield is 23-year-old MMA built for this. She came in as an MMA fighter. And what she did, Miranda Maverick, who is pretty big for this division, and literally wrestle fucked her and looked great doing it and just did not stop. I see Molly having a hard time with that. The one time Molly's ever really fought a grappler, pure grappler, was Jillian Robinson. She got choked out. Yes, it was a million years ago, but Jillian Robinson doesn't have the takedowns Erin Blanchfield does. I will admit this line is wide, so it's going to be really hard for me to play this. Molly is tremendous on the feet. She could turn this into a dogfight in that third round because you still got a 23-year-old fighter in there. Come third round, Molly's over there getting the crowd going, not backing down. She's down 2 rounds, needs a knockout in the third round. That's gut check time for this 23-year-old girl. I think she's ready for it. She seems grounded. She's with a good camp. She's working hard. I like Blanchfield. I don't love it as much as Timbo does, but Timbo is a sharp fucking dude. But we're on Blanchfield here. Let's get the comments. Drake bet on her last fight and won. Give me Molly because fuck it, says Ty. Even a broken clock is right 2 times a day. Jeannie just dropping philosophy on us. I like Kieran, but it's like, fine, I can play straight. 23-year-old inexperienced bum. Kieran, take it back. She's not a bum, dude. You just said she's hotter than Dern. Wrestle fuck. All right. You would like her to wrestle. Fuck you, pal. Molly's aggression will test Erin 100%, Reese. 100%. That's why I'm not super sold on it. Although I do like Blanchfield a lot. I like her skills, but I get the googly eyes from the young kids. Wait, let me take that back before I get arrested. I get the googly eyes for the younger fighters. Oh, shit. No, but yeah, we're all in agreement here with Molly. Nope, Erin Blanchfield. Now you got me saying it. All right, next up, we got Dominic Reyes, Timbo's best friend. Oh, God. Oh, this is ugly right here. There is a gentleman in the chat with a screen name that is highly offensive, and he said, "Can I get a shout out?" So that's not going to happen. The N word.
Oh God, what that guy?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's literally. Can I get a shout out or can I get mod? Yeah, we're gonna stroll right past this fucking loser. Who does that? Who does that?
I can't see it. Yeah,
weird.
you should kick him
I wish
out.
you guys can see it so you could. Yeah, I don't know how because I don't want to click on it and then it click on it and then it go on screen. You know, because I literally hate that word. But yeah, we'll have to go back to the other streaming software because the other streaming software I can kick them out. All right, here we go. Reyes.
I don't mind
Timbo.
this one, just that I can't see the chat. Everything else.
I know. I can't. Yeah, he's spamming now.
Oh God.
I don't know how to kick him out. I wish I could. Get him out of here. I can't, boys. If you get, I can't kick him out. I don't know how. Fuck. All right, sorry. Yeah, this is terrible. He's typing one letter at a time. All right. All right, here we go. Dominic Reyes versus Ryan Spann. Timbo, before we get going, how much money did Ryan Spann lose you Dominic Reyes lose you that one time? Do you remember that?
It was like 15 grand.
Lost? 15.
Oh, yeah.
He burned you bad. I remember it was, for
was that
weeks
against
after,
Bohovitz?
it was.
Yeah.
I think it was against John Bohovitz. Yeah.
It was the same card that Izzy knocked out somebody. I think it was the same card that Izzy knocked out Paul.
Well, the guy keeps going in the chat, James Larkin. Well, this is awkward.
Why don't you work on it while
Tim?
Why don't you let Tim and I break down this fight while you work on kicking this guy out?
Okay, go and break down this fight. I'm gonna try to get rid of this guy because I'm not on StreamYard, guys. I know how to block people on StreamYard because I blocked my boy Nigel on accident. There's no dots for this.
Timbo, you want to talk about your bet? You want to talk about? Yeah.
So first and foremost, fuck Dominic Reyes, and that's for life. He's gonna be one of them guys that literally talked about, hey, I should have won the decision over John Jones. That shit was like 5 years ago, pal, and you're still going at it because he's been fucking steamrolled in his fights after that. Yuri nearly killed him, and then Jan almost killed him as well. So Reyes, man, he hasn't fought in what, 2 years? It's been
It's been a minute. Yeah.
It's been at least 2 years. Let me take a look here.
His last fight was Yuri, and
May
it can't be
2021.
2 years. Okay,
So,
it's a year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half. And Ryan Spann's been getting it, man. Superman. Granted, he went out, I think he got overly confident in what he thought was an old Anthony Smith, and Anthony Smith kind of showed him the ropes. Hey, I'm still that guy. And then he came in against Ian Kutsalab and played a brilliant game plan. I actually called that, won a lot of money off of that Ryan Spann guillotine. I don't know if y'all remember that. No, actually, it wasn't.
I do remember you by submission on that. Yeah.
He's really good guillotines, man. It's tough to cap Dominic Reyes just because I don't know where his head's at. Like, you've been gone for so long, you've been brutally knocked out, which Spann has capabilities to do as well, but I don't think nearly to the extent that Jan and definitely not Yuri. But he's a fucking baseball player, bro. He's an athlete, and he's not gonna let you forget it. He's not gonna let you forget that he beat John Jones allegedly. I think I'm gonna rock with Spann here, though. One, out of hate from Reyes, and two, just out of the unknown with Reyes. Like, where you at? Your brains have been fucking scrambled in your past 2 fights. You've been off for a year and a half. What have you been doing? I just don't know how you're gonna look, and I know how Spann looked in his last one, which was pretty damn good, going against a very aggressive Kutalaba, played a perfect game plan. I like Spann here, some dog money. Don't love it, but I'll take it.
Nice breakdown there, Christian. Give me your pick here. Still can't figure out how to kick this guy out. This software stinks. So Derek, I'm on Evie Mux. I've Googled. If you guys want to Google how to kick him out, I do not know how to. On StreamYard, he'd be gone. Ecamm, he'd be gone. But right now, literally, there's no options to kick him out.
Well,
Spann riding the momentum.
Yeah, so I'm going to disagree with Chancellor over here in the chat. We'll talk about Chandler here in a little bit. But Reyes is not washed. He's only lost to champions. Like, his last 3 fights, all those guys are either were or are the champion. Other than that, he's handled his business, and he's handled it pretty damn well. Look, Spann is not on the level of those 3 other guys. He's very susceptible to getting those Travis Brown elbows, and I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, like it seems like a joke, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him get finished like that. Just dive in with his head down and boom, just eat those elbows to the side of the head. He just does it so often. He leaves himself so exposed to it. Reyes is a good fighter. This is a step down for him. I expect him with pretty good level of confidence to roll here.
Try on your phone, BP. I just did. I removed him and I put him in a timeout. That's the only option it gave me. I blocked him. Good work. Okay, he's gone. So he's gone. He was, or she. Let's be honest. It's not a woman. It's a fucking idiot dude. I get a lot of fact joke comments on the Anakin Florian podcast channel, and I usually comment back just playful things because, I mean, listen, I'm 36 with 2 kids. You call me fat doesn't hurt my feelings, okay? If I go the rest of my life without having sex again, I'm doing okay. But this might be one of those guys coming over. That's just, I mean, listen, that's just MVP takes MVP. There you go. What do you think about Reyes Spann under
Here we go.
Leg lock Larry, baby. Spann under 1.5. Wally over Esparza. Eagles over Commanders. 3 legs. Leg lock Larry's got to be more crystal for the
that
push.
parlay, by the way. I love that parlay. That's
Everyone needs to follow Leg lock Larry. This guy's got those juicy parlays. Fuck the Slimeball Parlay. We're like 0 for 50 on the year. Leg lock's giving out some winners. All right, as far as this fight, I'm going to go Reyes, guys. Sorry, I didn't really listen to your breakdown. I believe you both took Spann. I love the underdog pick.
No.
I'm sorry. I literally I was trying.
We're both very confident in our takes. Or
I'm not confident.
You're on Reyes.
I'm on Reyes. I think
So
it's a
Timbo,
pretty easy fight.
The record right, Timbo. You're on Spann, Superman Spann, and you're on Reyes, Christian. Okay, I'm going to go Reyes, and I hate it. Right, Ryan Spann though. The one thing I think about him is when I picked this fight on the Anakin Florian, I was surprised to read that he was 6-2 in the UFC. Because I only remember his losses. The Johnny Walker loss was so bad. He had Johnny Walker on skates and then just dove in and then eventually got knocked out himself. It's like, what are you doing? He's with Sayside, who's a great coach. His cardio's improved. His guillotine is absolutely fucking nasty. And that's obviously a very interesting to see what's going to happen if it goes to the ground. Because Dominic Reyes, very athletic guy, but like, what does he got on the ground? If it goes there, I think Ryan Spann maybe should initiate the ground attack here. Because Dominic Reyes likes to stand up. He's got long limbs, primarily a boxer, throws decent kicks or whatever. He moved out, left his home, Arizona, I believe, California, Arizona, somewhere West Coast. He's now in Connecticut. That Glover Teixeira camp is a big hotbed for these bigger guys now. He's with there. Apparently, he's doing a great job. He's getting reps in with Alex Pereira. He's getting reps with Glover Teixeira, who's got a fight next month. So I'm with Reyes here. I'm not confident. It's probably a fight I'm not going to bet. I think value obviously is going to be on Ryan Spann here, and I'm glad Timbo took a shot there. We're finally off to the races here. Stepping on Legos hurts Brian's feelings. Come on, Chancellor, that hurt my feelings. It hurts my feet. Stepping on Legos. Fede Reyes here, can't get him right in the pick at all. Yeah, Fede Reyes. A lot of people. Anthony Smith destroyed Spann. Good pick there. Reyes
Anthony
always shows up when Spann is.
He is, man. Anthony Smith is hell underrated.
Might help. Just out of curiosity, how did y'all score the Jones-Reyes fight? Ooh. So I actually had Jones winning that fight.
So
I had Reyes winning it like that night, and
Reyes
I've never rewatched it, so I couldn't.
I did not feel confident.
Right. So I thought Jones had a better chance of losing the Thiago Santos fight. That to me was a little closer. Reyes had a really good first 1 and 2 rounds. Third round, the beginning of the third round was good, and then he fell off a cliff. Very close fight, regardless. But I had Jones winning the Reyes fight, but it was close. But that's like almost the worst thing that's happened to Dominic Reyes. This is the guy that almost beat John Jones. Here's Jan Blachowicz knocked out. Hey, we got you this guy, Yuri Prochazka. He's pretty good in Europe, but you got him, fucking killed him, dead. So Reyes, it's like one of the worst things that ever happened to him. So I'm glad that he got out of his comfort zone, went to Connecticut. It's kind of regrouping here and training with some studs. I mean, that Glover camp is really starting to become a hotbed for the big boys. All right, Renato Moicano versus Brad Riddell. Renato Moicano minus 120, Brad Riddell plus 100. You guys did a lot of talking last time. I'll go first. I love Brad Riddell here. Love him. Renato Moicano has struggled historically with dynamic strikers. He's been knocked out by Jose Aldo, Fazeev, Faez, whatever you say his fucking name, Rafael. He's been knocked out by, God, I had a whole list of things. Now my brain's fucking, anyway.
Wait, could you say, who did he fight in his last fight? Can you say that one for me?
Rafael dos Anjos. He did not get knocked out by Rafael dos Anjos. He did get hurt a little bit, but Moicano, he's had a second career at 155. 145 was too much of a cut for him. Now he's getting Riddell. He's coming off 2 losses. Got knocked out by Jalen Turner, or maybe he got submitted, but he got hurt bad on the feet by Jalen Turner, and he got knocked out by Rafael Fazeev. So he's coming in with a camp full of his dogs. He's coming in like the Rough Riders. He's got Izzy. He's got Hooker. He's got Olberg. This dude's in shape. Volkanovski's been training a little bit because he was a backup fighter for a little bit. This dude's in shape right now. And I think he's going to go out there and butcher Moicano. I think he's going to get a stop. Now, Brad Riddell isn't the biggest power puncher. We've seen videos where he's been given, he's got great technique, but his power isn't out of this world. Moicano's chin, though, is a little struggly here. And you're giving me plus number, at least of this today. He's been plus number. I know the line's been moving. Give me Brad Riddell here until someone talks me off a cliff. Let's go, Timbo. What do you think, babe?
Yeah, I'll be on that cliff with you, dog. I'm loving Brad Riddell here. Like you said, Moicano has struggled. He struggled very badly against RDA. And granted, RDA is like former champ, legendary. I'll give him all his flowers, for the rest of time. Also, back in the day, struggled against Sukagov. Got taken out 3 times versus him.
No.
I think you nailed it. He struggles against these kind of dynamic strikers, dynamic fighters who is going to test your chin. And when they go to fake, that cross, they're going to get you up against the cage, which Riddell can do. He's an excellent wrestler. Bad matchup for Moicano here. And I love the number. I love that Riddell's a dog. I think you hit it on your head. So I'm right there with you.
Tony had 3-2 Jones. I think most people.
I had it the other way, just 3-2 the other way.
3-2 Reyes. It was a close fight. It's all about those early beginnings. Great breakdown, Tim. I think Riddell, and another thing too is his main training partner for this camp was probably Dan Hooker. And Dan Hooker's training for a guy on the ground, right? Dan Hooker does not want that fight to go to the ground against Claudio Puelles. So they're fucking just grinding the wrestling. Brad Riddell, takedown offense is at 62%. But I think it's a lot better than the number shows. I think he's going to be all right here. With avoiding the takedowns of Moicano, who I think his takedowns are okay. His jiu-jitsu is great. If he hits your back, it's a problem. But I like Riddell in the spot. Christian, spoil the party and give us Moicano here. What do you got, babe?
All right. So this is the only one that I had circled and changed of the. When I was doing my breakdowns. So, and the way you did your breakdown was like exactly like I couldn't figure out the words to say it, but like Brad, he struggles with dynamic strikers, and I was getting it through my head that this is like the Rafael dos Anjos fight. This is he is fighting a striker that's far superior to him, and I think Riddell can keep this on the feet, and that striking is going to overwhelm Moicano. At first, I was like, oh, Moicano's got that easy, but Moicano was willing to stand and bang, and I think that's going to be to his detriment in this fight, or definitely going to be to his detriment. Because he's got 0 knockouts in 22 career fights. So,
right.
I mean, and he's not going to get his first here. So, yeah, you guys' breakdowns are perfect. I couldn't agree more. These are 2 very, very good fighters, but the matchup, I think, favors Riddell so much after just doing some thought. So, yeah, let's all cash those very small plus money tickets then. Plus money tickets only.
This is dog. Great pick by all of us, boys. Unanimous dog shot there.
Took some very bad damage. Even though he survived that RDA fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think RDA pulled he pulled off the gas in the 5th. I think it's because they're like Brazilian and they know each other, because he was that beating he took through the first 4 rounds was like, and I know Moicano got him back in the 5th, but that's because RDA didn't want to hit him anymore.
Sometimes fighters do that. They'll pull out these crazy wars where like their brains won't shut off. You guys remember Chris Moutinho over Sugar Sean O'Malley? Chris Moutinho, they labeled him as this guy with this great chin. He had been knocked out before the UFC. Comes in and just is like a zombie against Sugar Sean And then the very next fight, he gets absolutely butchered and knocked out. It's like sometimes these guys just have it. And Moicano took this fight on short notice against RDA, went in there and just got the shit kicked out of him, but his brain was already shut off. He's like, fuck it, I'm just going to walk forward. But you're right. RDA definitely like laid off the gas and was like, all right, I'm not going to hit this guy anymore. He's fellow countryman. All right, main card time, boys. Dan Hooker, minus 165 versus Claudio Puelles. He is a plus 140. Let's go Timbo here. Timbo, Dan Hooker, Claudio, good fight. Line to me seems a little weird, but give me your breakdown. Give me your take on this fight.
It's hard to take Hooker just after the losing 4 or 5, getting finished. But I mean, we all know it, and most of the listeners on the show know it. Like, this dude's been fighting the best of the best, creme de la creme of the UFC. Say again.
Tatum asked Riddell by TKO decision. I think he's going to finish Moicano.
I think it's worth doing it. I mean, you're getting plus money out of him just winning straight up. I would just ride that. But back to Hooker, man. Like, we forget this dude was like one fight away from a title shot not too long ago. Went to a fucking war with Dustin Poirier, who's one of the best lightweights on the planet. Not too long ago. Like, he's had some bad fights here lately, but you put him up against fucking Islam Makhachev, and I believe it was on short notice. Like, what do you expect's going to happen?
Right.
Same thing that just happened to the champ, who was people were ready to crown the fucking greatest lightweight of all time. But yeah, Hooker, he was going to have to stop some takedowns. I think Brian hit it nice early. He's definitely going to be working with Riddell, who's an excellent wrestler. So he's getting his training. He's got a nice blueprint. I think Hooker takes him out probably prior to round 3. Hooker's obviously got a great training camp. He's long, lanky, powerful. Give me Hooker here. I'm liking Hooker here. I'm backing him.
I like your take. Hooker will be strong first round, and he's losing a limb like Sloman. Skynet, Hooker's going to lose a knee in this fight.
Oh, God.
I have Hooker, Aaron, Izzy in a parlay.
That's it.
I like that.
Go back and watch the Barboza fight.
Who
Shit
that?
was insane. That was Genie. Or who?
Yeah.
What, the parlay one?
5 years ago.
Yeah,
Parlay
Tony
like
A.
Tony
Yeah.
A.
I'll be betting that.
Go back and watch the Barboza fight. That shit was insane. Lockdowns affected Hooker. A few of these camps were in his garage with family only. That's a good point. New Zealand was locked down for a while. Hooker getting the Rice treatment. Pump and dump. They're trying to pump and dump him. Hooker, Alex, Molly, Kieran. That's the worst parlay I've ever seen in life. Just kidding. I'm just busting balls. All right. Listen, I'm going to do the dance here. I'm going to go. This fight is strange to me because Dan Hooker's coming off a lot of losses. He looked terrible against Art Allen. Art Allen's an absolute stud. A guy I've really underestimated. However, Dan Hooker to go 145 is just not a good idea. He's better at 155. Hated the weight cut. I know he wanted to try to reinvent his career, but you look at Dan Hooker and he's fought everyone. Has he beaten everyone? No, but he's been in there with everyone, which is going to eventually count for something. Claudio Puelles, this is his big shot. He's 26 years old. This is the biggest fight of his career. He's coming off 2 beautiful submission wins, and he needs to keep the same momentum. He needs to prove he's the best fighter in the world, so you're getting a benchmark like Dan Hooker. Now, what throws me off is I thought Dan Hooker would be a slight underdog here. I thought they were going to give the shine to Puelles because of, the fact that he's not coming off as many losses as Hooker is. But the fact is, Puelles hasn't really fought that many people either. He's got 1 loss in the UFC. Martin Bravo knocked him out. So now you're worrying about, can this guy take a shot to the chin? Can he get real dirty? Because we know Hooker can. Regardless of the Arnold Allen fight, Hooker never went out. He took big shots, but he never went out. Puelles, though, is very long and lean. And when at the stare-downs today, he was bigger, maybe not size-wise, but height-wise than Hooker. So these are 2 long 155ers, and so it just mattered to come down to price for me. And when it comes down to price, I'm always going to take a shot on the dog here. So I'm going to go Claudio Puelles. I think he's more dangerous. I think there's more ways for him to win. I love your take on Hooker because I think Hooker is more aggressive and has more ways to finish. I think really Claudio has one way to win, and that is by submission. He's very crafty on the ground, but Hooker spent this whole camp, and I guarantee it, not to touch that fucking ground, whether he's on top or bottom. Puelles is going to have to create some really crazy scrambles to get this to get a submission. But again, when it comes to price, I'm going to go the better price here at plus 140. Give me Claudio Puelles. Chris, what do you like, bud? Kristen.
I like. I'm going to side with Tim here. I like his breakdown. Don't like yours at all. I think that. The only person that submitted Hooker in the UFC is is the champ, is Islam Makhachev. I think he's going to do a lot better back up here at 55. He's not going to, you saw Arnold Allen's speed compared to Dan Hooker. I mean, he looked like he was wearing cement boots. So I do feel a lot better with him being up there. He has been historically very hittable, especially in these losses he's been taking. He hasn't been playing much defense, but I don't think Puelles is much of a threat to really hit him. Puelles is much more of a specialist. From what we've seen, he gets knockouts like the regional scene and stuff. But, I don't think he can knock out Dan Hooker. I don't think he can sub Dan Hooker. I think Dan Hooker is the more dangerous fighter, and I think he can keep it, in the clinch. He's got great knees, elbows, all that. One thing I do want to say, this is a shout out to my guy Lester. He used to live in Peru, and he was friends with Claudio. Lester Toole, what's up? He used to be friends with Claudio Puelles' sister, and we talked about OnlyFans earlier. He would recommend taking a look at Macarena Puelles' OnlyFans.
Wow.
Or on Reddit. No, you don't have to pay. Yeah.
Okay, I don't pay for OnlyFans. I don't want. Yeah. I want to support women, but I can't pay for naked women.
She's like some sort of erotic artist.
Hooker seems like a stand-up guy, but if he was like Connor, Savage Connor, and you put up that information.
Oh yeah,
the photo. That's so dope. Jeannie with a really good comment here. Lester from GTA is Christian's haircut right now. If you're not a GTA fan, you might not get the reference. I love it, guys. You won't believe this though. Okay, Leg Lock Larry. Not only he doesn't have a parlay. He's got a lock for a card that happens December 10th. Jared Gordon opened as an underdog over Pimlet. I think Gordon grinds out a win. Clint possibly holds him down in the ground. Pressure stand up Pimlet to grind a win. Gordon over Pimlet. Leg Lock Larry is 6 events ahead of us. This guy does not fucking count. Shots fired. Give me Puelles as well in this one. Ways to win. Hooker been chin recently of late.
You see, I don't think Puelles can chin Hooker though. I think his striking is going to be way too slow and like janky and awkward. Hooker's been in there with like a 5-round war against Poirier, who's one of the best boxers in the division. Like Puelles, Hooker's not stupid. In those losses, he knows that. He knows where Puelles wants to get the fight, and keep an eye out for those knees. They'll be live.
Wait, is that actually a haircut? Yeah, you better you're sweet as it is, Eddie Rodriguez. That is a fucking haircut. He lost a bet that he made himself, by the way. So that's just Leg Lock Larry has drank more to me tonight. This dude is crazy. Patty by whatever he wants. A lot of disagreement over the Patty fight we're happening. All right, Christian, you getting another Molson? All right, now we move on here. Frankie Edgar, the legend. FE. Frankie Edgar, the answer, versus Chris Gutierrez. Frankie Edgar is a plus 185 underdog. Chris Gutierrez, minus 215. Surprisingly, the press conference got a little chippy. Gutierrez did not really give Frankie a ton of respect for it being his last fight and being kind of his, I know he's from Jersey, but New York, And then they had a little John at the little stare down thing too. So very interesting. While Christian's gone, Timbo, I'm going to go break down this fight for you. I picked Edgar on the Anna Confornian show. I can't pick against Frankie Edgar last fight out. I want him to win. I'm not going to bet on this fight because I can't put my money on something that I want to happen. This is a pure pick. I think Gutierrez is a great striker. I think Gutierrez is tough. He's undefeated in the UFC. His takedown defense is pretty good in the UFC. Frankie Edgar, the way for him to win this fight is simple. You have to go back to the old Frankie Edgar. You have to go back to the grapple, chain wrestle. You have to take this guy down, hold him down, ground and pound. The ground and pound he used to have is great. He busted up Rodriguez, ground and pound him. Beat the fuck out of BJ Penn, ground and pound. Beat the fuck out of Charles Oliveira, ground and pound. This is what Frankie needs to do. So I'm picking Frankie here. Oh God, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh my God, dude, you look so creepy. I'm on fucking nightmares, dude. Give me Frankie Edgar. I don't love it but it's more of a heart pick than a brain pick. Gutierrez, I saw him knock out Dana Baccarat in Columbus. The guy's explosive. He can obviously knock out Frankie. His chin is long gone by now, but can't pick against the answer here. Give me Frankie Edgar by decision. Timbo, what do you like in this fight, babe?
Man, Frankie Edgar is slowly but surely becoming BJ Penn. And
minus the arrest.
BJ Penn didn't have the wrestling caliber as Frankie Edgar. You have if your chin may be gone, but if you could just avoid getting hit and get your opponent to the ground, and I think you've got a good shot. And I think that's going to be Frankie this weekend. Honestly, I love the Frankie Edgar play by decision. He's got the experience. He knows what he's doing in there. Former champ. He's got to know. He knows his chin isn't what the fuck it used to be.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, for those who are new watching this, man, go back and watch some old school Frankie fights. This dude's chin is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He would get knocked in the next week. The great Maynard fights back in the day. This dude's getting knocked into cartwheels and keeping it moving. But I mean, obviously, it takes a toll on him, and there's certainly going to be value there for Chris Gutierrez first round KO, but my value is rolling towards Frankie Edgar by decision, which you can definitely get at a plus
a nice number. Juicy number there. One thing to mention though is Chito Vera is an absolute dog. Frankie was in a competitive fight with Chito. Now I know that doesn't say a lot because Chito starts slow and he builds and whatever, but I mean that fight was 1-1 going to the third possibly. I mean Frankie looked vintage Frankie until he got caught, and that's what worries me here. He's got to stay focused. He's got to keep on the gas. I don't want that boxing all that much. I want in and out takedowns, in and out takedowns. Christian, you gonna ruin the answer here? You gonna fucking stomp on our James? Because Tatum Temple, she doesn't give a fuck. She ain't watching anybody love Frankie, but we're picking winners here or what? Like she don't give a fuck. Hey Frankie, we're picking winners. Fuck off with your retirement. Christian, what do you like here, babe?
Look, I don't like. I've seen Frankie Edgar fights like throughout time, but like when he was at his peak, I wasn't watching a ton of UFC, so I don't have this love for him that you guys have. Like I know people talk about him being a legend. Look, this guy's cost me a lot of money in his last few fights, so I don't care for him a whole lot. He's got his cardio fades because he's old and because he tries and fails on so many takedowns. He's got no chin that I've ever seen. He gets keeps getting knocked out. He's slow, which is bad at what is he back down at 135 now or 145? I don't even know. Look, I think him winning by decision is a good bet, probably. Like, even though I don't support you guys on it, because he's most likely going to win the first round. I mean, he took the first round off Chito Vera. I don't think he'll have too much issue getting the first round off Chris Gutierrez. But Chris Gutierrez has got cardio, he's got a chin, and he's going to wear this old man down. This is a story we've seen happen before. Gutierrez has been showing some knockout power lately. I mean, I'm sure you guys have mentioned the leg kicks. Frankie Edgar's body has been beaten up. Like you were saying, Timbo, this guy's got hit 2 weeks from Sunday, like for years on years against guys that weighed 50 pounds, got 50 pounds more than him.
Is that a fucking saying? Like I've never heard.
You get knocked in next week.
It is now. Yeah, it is now, bitch.
So yeah, give me Gutierrez here. He should win this easy, but you got to worry because Frankie Edgar will probably win the first round because that's what he does. But Frankie Edgar's honestly lost his last like 6 fights or whatever because he lost to Pedro Munoz in that fight. So this guy is washed.
He is washed, and I'm glad he's going out in MSG. It makes sense. And he's going out again. They did him right. They didn't do the Nate Diaz fucking, here's a fucking Chimaev on your way out. This is a winnable fight for Frankie. I mean, it really is. Gutierrez is good, but he's a striker that has struggled with getting taken down and put on his back. He's good at keeping the fight up, but when he gets taken down, he's got nothing. And Frankie does have really good ground and pound. We just got to get him there. Whose house did this homeless guy break into to give picks? I'm assuming that's a shot at you, Christian. Wiley Gutierrez, BP just calls us a slime ball and let's get paid. There's one fighter in there that's going in a slime ball, and it's a little bit more juicier than that. Just gonna put it out there. I can't put money on the guy who doesn't have 1 foot out the door. That's a really good point, Tony A. This might be a point. And Mick Rib and Frankie will be fighting again in a couple years. I really hope not. I really hope Frankie made enough money. New Jersey's not cheap, especially in the suburbs, but hopefully he's made enough money where he's not going to do the bare knuckle, the Jake Paul. He's too small for Jake Paul. A Jake Paul-like YouTuber. I don't want to see that shit. I just really don't want to see it. All right, here we go.
I think he's like Northeast, man. He's such a fucking legend up there.
Yeah.
Signing opportunities. As long as he don't
seminars as well. He's got a wealth of knowledge. Yeah. He can coach wrestling, those wrestling guys, especially in Jersey. If you're a sports coach in Jersey, because they got like basketball and fucking stud baseball players coming out of there and good wrestlers, you can probably get a nice little payday there. All right, we got the fucking meat and taters. We got the meat and taters here. Before we do that, another leg lock Larry parlay. Trizano over Choi. Moicano. Whaley over Esparza. Chiefs over Jaguars. 4 legs. $6.75. $10. $80. $30. $2.30. God, leg lock Larry's just fucking killing it. Dustin Poirier. He is a -215 versus Michael. Iron Michael Chandler. Plus 185. One of the most exciting guys in the UFC. I feel like Timbo's got some hot takes on this. You know what? I'm gonna let Timbo sit on his hot takes. I'm gonna go Christian. Christian, what do you think about this fight here, man?
I think just like everybody else that's in this chat, like everybody else that's talking these fights with us, we love this fight. This is a banger. That's Michael Chandler, his signing to UFC. Yeah, he's probably not going to be the champion, but it's like a fight of the year candidate guaranteed. So I'm super hyped for it. I don't like his shtick so much, like the pro wrestling stuff he does after the fights. I always thought it was weird that the UFC highlighted him for Black History Month. So there's always like these little weird things. But man, that guy steps in the cage, and even if I think the promos are cheesy, they're fucking good, and I like it.
Yeah, he cuts a good promo.
This fight, though, I mean, I don't know in what part of MMA Poirier is not better in. I mean, I think he's got the advantage everywhere. So I'm not going to break down Poirier too much. Michael Chandler is one of the most dangerous fighters I've ever seen. And I think Poirier's got I think he's 1 foot out the door. He's got his hot sauce empire, whatever, it's his charity. I'm not sure that he really wants to be here. And I don't think his road to the title goes through Islam Makhachev. He's not a stupid man. He's not ever getting that belt back. So I'm not sure how much he's in. And Chandler's here to get paid to put on super fights. So I'm going to bet on Chandler that he can pull this off because he's going to come like a bat out of hell, like a racehorse out of them stalls. And he's going to go right after Poirier, I think. And look, if Chandler could take himself like more seriously, that Gaethje fight was close. I'm not sure why he was kind of, hot dog in there in the third round. Just put his face out there. It was a pretty close fight.
Yeah.
Look, he almost finished Charles Oliveira. He wobbled the shit out of Gaethje, who doesn't normally get wobbled that easy. This guy can crack. So, at plus 200, hell yeah, I'm going to take a shot on him because I think one of them wants to be there and I think one of them doesn't. So I know that's all narrative based. I'm not going to talk about I'll let you do the X's and O's because you're so much better at it. But
I like your conviction. Like, I know when you really believe in a pick, you like that pick and it's dog money. It's hard to argue with that. Timbo, this is a guy who I'm looking at Timbo's face right now, and I'm kind of seeing Drake, but I'm also seeing a guy who's ready to pick a winner. So let's see a winner here, babe. Who do you got in this spot?
Yeah, I think, and I apologize. I can look it up. What was the line on this?
No, it's fine. It's Poirier right now currently minus 215, Chandler plus 185.
Yeah. Poirier is going to be another one that's in every one of the parlays this week. I love Michael Chandler to death. I know. I mean, but for one, I'm trying to win money. 2, I'm trying to get my strap back. And I think Poirier rolls here, man. Just watch out for the large bombs. It's going to be the same exact fight that Chandler had with Justin Gaethje. And just be patient, use your combinations, and just piece them up. And, I don't think he'll have any issue whatsoever. And I love Michael Chandler. He's exciting. And that's the thing, too. He's not even in there to win. He's came out and blatantly said that. I'm in here to get fights. I'm going to go at it. We already seen Poirier has a chin. We seen him get dropped by Michael Johnson years ago. Seen him get knocked out by Michael Johnson badly years ago. Knocked out by Conor years ago. But since then, he's been fighting pretty legit dudes who crack. Michael Chandler's a legit dude that cracks, but he's nowhere near the striker as Poirier. Not anywhere near. So, I mean, I could see Poirier probably patient round 1 and then probably get him up against the cage and just unleash a fury on him in round 2 and maybe get a finish. But I don't think I'm a better finish on this. I'm just going to go Poirier straight up, but I'm really confident on Poirier this week.
I love this fight. I love this fight for so many reasons. I love a fight with a fight fan like me who studies tape and everything. I love a fight that stumps me, that I go, because this can go a million different ways. It truly can. Now, the thing about Poirier that you guys mentioned is he's been knocked out before. He's been rocked before. He did something in his career where he just settled in. There's so many times in a gym or in a fight where guys get hit and they get hurt, and then they completely freak out, and then they go crazy, and they forget how to defend, and then they get put out. In the Conor McGregor, the second fight, where Poirier knocked him out, not the leg break fight, the second fight, he got rocked. And he said, Conor hit me so hard, I thought he was going to jump on me. But he stayed composed, shook it off, and the battle back. He did the same thing in the Charles Oliveira fight. So it's something that he's really worked on it, and he's added something to his like a mental strength, which is great. Now, Chandler is a different animal, hits hard, he's explosive. His wrestling is so good. People forget that back in Bellator, he used to wrestle everyone. And his wrestling is really good. He double-legged the shit out of Gaethje, who not many people do unless you're Khabib. This guy is extremely explosive. So if Chandler comes out and fights smart, he should win this fight by wrestling Poirier, who has struggled with wrestlers. However, is he going to fight smart? This is Madison Square Garden. He's already said I'm an entertainer. Now, my heart wants me to go Chandler because not only is he a great money play, but I want to see Chandler fight Islam. We've seen Islam basically fight Dustin already. It was the Khabib fight. It's gonna end the same way. Dustin's gonna get taken down and get submitted. We've seen it before, right? We've never seen Chandler do that. Chandler's never been submitted, and or maybe Will Brooks got him, but I can't remember. But his wrestling's, amazing. He's gonna go in there with a really well trained camp. However, I picked Chandler on the Anakin Florian because Florian was on Poirier.
Oh,
I originally wanted Poirier.
So we don't listen.
I want
the weeks when you're on it, we don't listen to it.
So I thought I was picking first. I usually pick first. I was going to go Poirier. Kenny picked Poirier. He went first. So I switched to Chandler because we were aligned on all our fights. I wanted to make it interesting for the game. I was like, I don't want to keep tailing him, right? So with that being said, oh God, a big bug just flew in here. Gross. With that being said, I think Poirier's counters are so good that Chandler's going to walk into something. He's been caught before. He's been knocked out. And a lot of his knockouts come off counters. Look at the Pitbull fight. It was off a counter. You look at the Ferguson fight. He got dropped with a counter left hand. Poirier's counter right hand is one of the best punches I've ever seen. So with that, I'm going Poirier. Not confident, though, but my heart wants Chandler to win because I think Chandler versus Islam makes more sense. Woo! There it is. There it is. Co-main event. Carla Esparza plus 295 versus Zhang Weili. Minus 360. I'll go here because I just talked a lot. I'm not going to talk a lot here. I love Zhang Weili in this fight. I think Carla's not going to stiff a takedown in this fight. I think Weili's going to take it wherever she wants, beat her wherever she wants. I like a finish by Weili, probably in the third round. I think Carla just got married. I think maybe she wants some time off, maybe have a kid. She didn't look all that enthused in that Rose fight. She's fighting an absolute animal here in Zhang Weili. The number's high. This is a parlay piece for me. This is a mortal lock piece for me. This is a send him home piece for me. Give me Zhang Weili. Timbo, how do you like in this fight?
I'll just mirror everything you just said. Weili, man, she's different. As far as it doesn't even deserve that belt, honestly, with the last performance.
Well, Rose sure as hell doesn't deserve it, then. Rose sure as hell doesn't deserve it.
No, she doesn't either. But as far as she did land her takedowns when she needed to land them, and got the point she needed to get to win that fight. Hey, hats off to her. It's a chess game, not checkers. But this is going to be not chess, not checkers. This is going to be fucking. Damn, it was going to be a good joke. What's that?
Chinese
checkers? The game.
Chinese checkers.
Oh, was it Battlefield? Battleship?
Oh, Battleship.
Yeah, it's going to be Battleship.
F5. You hit my shit. Yeah.
Yeah, while he's going to be sending fucking battleship missiles at Esparza. And, I couldn't agree with you more. I think Esparza will fight smart. But ultimately, I'm taking Weili for a finish prior to round 4, which may give you, minus 150. So, yeah, give me Weili.
Weili under 3.5 plus 110. Not chess, not checkers.
Not chess, not checkers.
Battleship. My parents, God love them, they did not upgrade to the Battleship that spoke. It was like, did you hit F5? And it was like, can we get the one that talks? God damn it! All right, Christian, who do you like in this fight, bub?
I'm not going to waste too much time on it, but I will say I think you could go back and check the tapes, and we were all unanimous on Esparza to beat Rose in the last fight. Is that correct? And we're going to be unanimous here on Weili to beat Esparza because the matchup, everything you guys said, I don't have to keep hammering it down. If it's that Weili under 3.5 rounds at plus 110, because I'll take that. I also agree that this is a mortal lock spot. This is something you should parlay. This is like Vicente Luque over T Wood. You parlay this with everything on the card because Wiley's got this. The only thing she has to worry about is Jessica Andrade, my favorite fighter.
Hold on, real quick.
But I
Aaron
think
asks,
she's back
Christian, glad to see you back, brother. Will never doubt you being a man of your word. Love the cut. He
Shout out
commented and
to
said,
Aaron.
"Are we going to see Christian?" I was like, "He might be retired, brother." He was devastated. I said, "He's so upset with the yawn, he might be done."
I was
But, man of
close.
the word,
You know, I was a ghost for
you
about
were
10 days.
scared me.
2 weeks, yeah. So I think I might be back though.
He's back.
I
He's
could never,
back.
I could never leave this.
No, that's too funny.
So yeah. I mean, I completely agree. And if somebody out there in the chat disagrees, I would love to hear what you have to say and why. But this is just Wiley's guy. I mean, she's so much bigger, so much stronger, more aggressive. Like, yeah, could Carla get her down early and maybe hold her down for a bit? Yeah, but Carla, she slows down with that that aggressive takedown style. I mean, kind of in the way that Frankie Edgar does, where it tires him out. And yeah, I just don't see any path, not a single path.
Trinidad, yeah. Going on? Big banging bucks. Yeah. Trin got you. Trin sniped you there. Yeah, listen, I haven't listened to any podcasts this week. We're doing it a day early, which I like. So I haven't listened to any podcasts. I know Kenny and I both pick Wei Lee. I'm usually the one that's on the Esparza side because I do think she's underrated. I do think she's always a dog, and she's got that wrestling, but it's not going to work over Wei Lee, especially with how in shape she is, athletic, she is explosive. What she did to my girl Joanna, and what she did in the Rose second fight, where she proved she had really good grappling herself. I just don't see it, and I just think Esparza, I don't want to say she's not tough. I just don't think she's gritty when it gets in those clinches and it gets ugly in there. Because she was very hesitant to engage with Rose, and I know Rose didn't do anything, but neither did Carla. And I think a lot of that, Wei Lee's not going to be like that. Wei Lee's coming at you like a freight train. She's jacked for this division and super explosive and only getting better now that she moved to Arizona. So absolute lockup play for me. All right, main event. My guy, Israel Adesanya. He is a minus 200 actually against Alex Pereira, plus 170. You guys know who I'm going to pick, so I'll just go first to get out of the way. I love it. Izzy Adesanya. I studied this because I've lost a lot of money on Adesanya for my fandom with the Jan Blachowicz fight. He's looked kind of pedestrian his last couple of times out. The Jared Cannonier, I thought there was more opportunities for him to really piece up Cannonier considering the speed advantage. He did not do that. He's talking a big game this week, which I don't like. He's saying, I got something surprising. Stay tuned. I'm going to make history. I don't like when he talks like in these superlatives. However, there's something inside me that says that fucking Izzy Adesanya might wrestle this dude and take a neck. All it counts is Izzy Adesanya has good choke submissions. Long arms, guys like that have good submissions. Izzy Adesanya by submission is probably absolutely crazy, but obviously that's not my pick. My pick is going to be Adesanya. I think he's probably going to win by late TKO. I say that because Pereira's never been 5 rounds in MMA, and it's a hard-fought 5 rounds. He's going to be chasing Adesanya early. Pereira is very good. If you watch the kickboxing fights, I thought Izzy won the first one. It was very close, 29-28. Thought he had the bigger actions. In the second fight where he got knocked out, he was winning. And he just got cocky and got knocked out. That left hand is the Thanos gauntlet. Snap your fingers, you're gone. You're disappearing, right? That thing is probably the best look I've ever seen. That if he touches you, you're fucking dead. It is absolutely a thing of beauty. So that scares me for 5 rounds, obviously. I don't want to put a lot on Izzy, but he is my guy, so I'm going to pick him. Izzy Adesanya, probably by late TKO, but I probably won't play a prop. I'll probably just take him straight, maybe sprinkle him in a parlay. But give me Israel Adesanya. Let's go Timbo. Timbo, what do you like in this, babe?
Yeah, man. This isn't kickboxing. And that's what people are forgetting. And what did you say Izzy was? Was he like a minus 180?
Minus 200. He's been floating around. I had him on Sunday, he was minus 170, and I got him at minus 200 recently.
Yeah. He's got so much more experience within MMA than Pereira. And Pereira, like you said, I'm about to mirror exactly what you just said. I mean, Pereira has that depth touch, but Izzy's well aware of that. Like he's equipped to fight this dude. I mean, he's fighting this guy alone for the 3rd time, but he's got like triple the amount of MMA fights. Kickboxing is not MMA. It's definitely got the same elements, but there's a lot more to it. Even if you're not wrestling, even if there's no takedowns.
It's a different rhythm. There's a lot different.
And, I think Izzy's going to piss a lot of people off because he even said in the press conference, I'm going to throw some jabs and some leg kicks. And I don't think he freezes them like Elsa or whatever. I think he's too smart. He don't want to lose. He knows what he's worth. He knows how much he's going to continue to be worth, regardless of how he wins. It's just like John Jones and GSP, bro. They were just winning, and they were had so much experience. They knew how to win. They knew their opponents. They knew, okay, I'm not going to be able to finish this guy, but I can fucking outpoint him. And they learned how to outpoint. That's what Izzy's learned how to do. So I'm not going to back off him now. So give me Izzy. I'd love to see Pereira, knock him out. I think it would be awesome. And then set up even probably a grudge match after that. But, and they got a grudge match after this too. These two will fight again, I'm sure.
Yeah. If Pereira loses a close decision or maybe fades whatever, he can go, hey, listen, I'm 6-1 in MMA. I took like 10 years off. I lost my first fight. Now I'm back 3 in a row. I deserve another shot. He's got to get some wins. If he wins, he blows the roof off Madison Square Garden. Because regardless of what people think of Izzy's one of the most perfect strikers in MMA. He's flawless. He's that good. And the one thing that I keep coming back for is people think this might be a boring fight, and it could be. But I think Pereira is just as high level as Izzy, that he's not going to be shy away from the aggressive. He's going to come forward because he knows I got to open Izzy up to land this left hand. Christian, what do you think? What's your take on this fight here, bud?
Yeah, I could say it in one sentence. I'm going to bet the guy I don't think would lose a round to Andreas Michailidis. That's for damn sure. Because there's only one of these guys that would, and there's only one that has. Look, Pereira's, I've never been a real believer in him, but he's shown that he's really dangerous. But he hasn't fought anybody.
Just missed it, John. Just missed it, bud.
Yeah. Just rewind it 5 minutes.
Missed it, buddy.
This guy didn't have to go through Vettori. Vettori would wipe the floor with Pereira.
Yeah.
But he would, because he would just be moving around his back the entire time.
Right.
And he could probably move all around the cage. Look, this guy's good, and he's very dangerous. I'm sick of hearing, what's that, the Queen City?
Queen City. Simply represent. We played I didn't know Charlotte was the Queen City, too. We played the Panthers. We're like, 2 Queen Cities. Fuck off, Charlotte.
Well, they're the bigger queen.
Yeah, Queen's bigger. So,
yeah, Look, Pereira, I think is good. He's very dangerous. I don't see this even. And wait, this is I lost my train of thought with the Cincinnati thing, but
sorry about
so no, it's good. The kickboxing thing. I went back and watched some highlights because there's no way I'm watching like a half hour of kickboxing tape. I'm not sure that Izzy lost the fight, that he lost the decision in. And the second one, he had knocked Pereira out on a standing 8 count. And in MMA, if you do that, you just get hit one more time and then you fall to the ground. So this got knocked out or finished him, like whatever. It's kind of some bullshit. And you have a guy who's the only MMA fight he's ever lost. He went up to fight a guy that was like 250 pounds.
Timbo, baby.
Hey, Ash Jack.
Ashley, Izzy for the win.
Yeah. Ashley summarized it in one sentence. Izzy for the win. All day.
100%. Well, we agreed a lot on this card, boys, which I think means that we're going to win a lot of money. So it's so important that we got to get to the locks now here. Ooh. What's
Lock gang.
Lock gang.
Hey, did you shout out the thumbnail?
Huh?
What does Queen City mean? What does that mean?
I don't know. We're called the Queen City, and after Cincinnati, they explained on the football game on Sunday. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
but Charlotte's the Queen City too. Like there's 2 Queen Cities. Yeah.
I'll have to look it up. I've never heard that in my life.
Like everywhere, like I work in Queensgate, and there's like little towns in Cincinnati. They're like Queens, whatever.
I would have named it the WKRP city.
Yeah,
the radio city.
I'm sure there were some fucking votes for that, without a doubt. All right, boys, this is the lock segment. We give out our best locks, and then I'm going to share Slimeball Parlay with the audience and with you boys as well. Okay, so I'm the champ, so I go first. No brainer. Somebody that I've been on all week. I'm going Zhang Weili, Mortal Lock, tighten her up, getting her out of the way. I'm very confident in that fight. So Mortal Lock is Zhang Weili. Timbo, Mortal Lock time. Who you got, babe? Your best fucking bet of the night.
Mine last week was Magny, and that was profitable.
Yeah, I'm going Aaron Blanchfield.
Aaron Blanchfield. Chat's not gonna like that.
Hey, that's over plus 400. That's the Devin Tejada rule.
That is the Devin
It's not
Tejada
over
rule.
400. I thought she got to minus 390.
Minus 390. She might if she balloons to minus 400, we'll discuss
Yeah.
it. But right now she's minus 390. Christian, you got any updates
I'll
on the line?
look right now.
Look right now.
Yeah, I just looked on DraftKings.
All right.
I just
What
looked on
book?
DraftKings.
I was on
DraftKings.
DraftKings. Yeah. So I get my
Okay,
line.
she's
Minus
minus
390.
390.
All right, you're clear.
All right,
You're clear.
you're good.
Christian's a
That's
stickler.
good.
Christian's a stickler. All right,
Oh,
Chris.
yeah.
What do you got more lock, bud?
Because that's who I wanted. That's why I'm being a stick.
Oh, there's a lot of options on this card.
Yeah. Give me Izzy. I'm
Okay.
very confident in him. Yeah.
Like it.
I like your confidence in that because
Why leave? So you guys took my first two choices. So we really are on the same page this week.
yeah, we're all on the same wavelength. You cut that hair, and it links to my brain a lot quicker now. You're not opposite me, which is good. There's no really betting opportunities on this spot besides maybe the Dan Hooker fight, but I'm not going to put money on that. All right, so Christian, what do you want here, babe? You came in second last time.
I
You
will
get
go.
Sendum, you get Dog. Who you want?
I'm gonna go with the dog here because he's a slight dog, and I think you guys are. I think
Okay.
you'll for sure want to bulldozer Frivola.
Oh, no,
yeah.
bulldozer for forward.
Sal bulldozer Frivola.
That's a good dog pick. Slight dog. He's moving. He might be even money, but that's a dog lock in our
Yeah,
system.
he's looking like he's about to go probably close like plus 120 would be my
Oh,
guess.
really? So he's moving the other way. Wow.
Yeah,
okay,
he's about
good.
he's about plus 110 right now.
Even
like,
better money. Timbo,
consensus.
dog lock, babe. Who you got? Who's barking for you?
Hello?
Brad Riddell is fucking barking up a storm.
Brad Riddell. Old Braddy Riddell barking up a storm. Timbo stole my
These
dog.
slight dogs this week are if you're somebody that is interested in them, I would be comfortable betting them. Like,
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah, and parlay them too if you want to, but that's my style.
Well,
you
you
parlay,
guys.
you parlay a Riddell and a Frivola together. That's like plus what 350, 400, something like that.
I think City Kickboxing is going to go undefeated. Or no. I think they're going to go 3-1, and that one loss is going to be Dan Hooker. So give me Claudio Puelles as my dog lock, boys. You boys took my first two. I love Frivola and I love Riddell. We're all on the same side, but give me Claudio Puelles. All right, Timbo, send him home, bub. Who's getting him out of there, huh? Who's fucking getting him out of there this week?
I think Montel Jackson's getting him out of there.
Ooh, that's how it is. Montel Jackson. All right, Montel Jackson is your send him home. Christian, CC, what do we got? Send him home wise, babe.
Man, this one's. I'll tell you how it's gonna happen too. It's gonna
Tell
be
me.
Dominic Reyes by Travis Brown elbows. Put it in the book.
If you get that right, I can't shave my head because I just now got my hair where I want it.
No, I know it's looking good. Yeah, you don't want to shave
I'll
that.
think of
Beautiful.
something because if you get it exactly right, not just went by Travis Brown elbows.
Yeah.
I gotta give you something, bro. I gotta give you
I
something.
think he's going to be so much bigger and stronger. I know like Spann's even a little bigger, but
Yeah.
Reyes is like he's just looks beefier.
No,
And
right.
I
He's
could just
built
see it
weird. He's
happening.
built like Dwight Howard. He's got like huge
Yes.
shoulders and an upper body.
Yes,
and then it's, like,
exactly.
very awkwardly built. All right, my send him home. I got some options because there's some people I like. I actually was gonna go Izzy as my send him home, but I'm actually gonna go Dustin Poirier as my send him home. There's no way that fight goes to the decision. I think that the best my send him home is bet the under in that fight. But since the purpose of the game, I picked Poirier, so I'm gonna pick send him home. Is gonna be my Poirier pick. I think one of those left hooks, left straights, right hooks are gonna fucking be a problem. All right, chat's blowing up. Before I get the Slimeball Parlay here.
Oh,
let's see what they're
the
doing.
under 2.5 is minus 180 in that fight. That all day. That's a slime ball piece right there for sure. Great call.
Molly. So Kieran is now the N-word guy's out. So Kieran now has to troll the chat here. He really likes Molly. Molly gonna be convulsing again. Molly. Gomez plus Blanche plus Zhang parlay is gonna be money. Josh Sanders.
Yeah.
Ray doesn't even sound too confident in Freckle. Ooh, I don't know about that. You any hot takes on the minor fiasco? I heard the take from AF Podcast was so curious to bring in boys. Thanks for. So the only take I've got is I was a little wrong about. I thought it was gonna be maybe a couple thousand. I have a source that is not pointing any fingers by any means, but this source works at a sports book and says, no. This wasn't a couple thousand that got thrown on. This was a couple million. So that's why it's getting investigated. That's why it's such an issue. I can't imagine James Krause is that stupid to do that. He isn't a game.
Everything else he's done has been stupid. He's promoted this stuff like an idiot.
And he came out a couple weeks ago and said he's made more money gambling than he ever has fighting and coaching, which he's been fighting and coaching for a long time. He's got a champion. He's getting a nice little cut. So that's crazy to me. No fingers, but I mean, ESPN did reach out for a comment. He said no comment, so he's been awfully quiet, which if I was me, I'd get ahead of this thing. Molly. Zaitar, Riddell, Puelles, and Chandler, 20-1. I love a 20-1. I have kick parlay already in the same minus Olberg. Gomez by KO. Molly again, this time without an L. Shave the eyebrows. I could shave the eyebrows. My eyebrows that prominent? Oh, yeah, they're very expressive, aren't they? They're very expressive. I didn't realize that. Okay. Molly Meatball McCann will fucking win this. Kieran, I'll send everyone dick pics if she loses. All right, so that's in there. I need to have a dick pic on my wall. Molly's getting subbed early round 2. Ref ain't gonna tap her, and she's gonna be taking a snoozer. James Krause had a podcast today doing picks. Just don't act guilty. Yeah. So I don't watch the podcast, so I don't know if he addressed it or not. All right, boys and girls.
Wait.
No. I'm not done yet. I gotta do the slime balls, but go ahead. What you got?
Oh, this was at Josh Saunders' comment. Longo doesn't even sound confident for Frivola. What's that about? I don't listen to Anik and Florian when we do the podcast.
I was backstage. I wasn't on yet, and Frivola came on at the end, and him and Matt talked, and they talked about the fight or whatever. I was cleaning up some of my typos and my little notes I make, so I didn't fully listen to it. But Frivola looks in phenomenal shape, and I think this is a really good matchup for him. You know what I mean? Just stylistically. So don't read too much into Longo. Longo was dog is barking. He's got, whatever. All right, here we go. Slimeball Parlay. Now for the audience, for the people listening, there's 2 of them this week. Don't mind my crooked finger here. That's none of your business. 2 of them this week. So for all the live betting people, which unfortunately I cannot till January 1st, you can hedge out if it loses. So I'm calling this one the early one, okay? And this one consists of, can you see all that? Nope. There you go. Hold on. There it is. All right. Carlos Olberg.
Go full screen.
Go full screen?
Yeah, just take us out of it.
No, it's fine. You can see it, can you?
Not really.
Yeah.
What do you mean not really?
Well,
oh boy, this is a disaster.
No, I think the live people can see it. I just can't.
Oh, okay, here we go. Carlos Olberg, Montel Jackson, Matt the Steamroller Frivola, plus 444. So that's the early one. That is the first 5 fights. Parlay's done. Almost 5-1. So if you like 5-1, cool. If that loses and you go, God damn it, Brian, why did that have to lose? I got the later one for you. This is the later one. Aaron Blanchfield, Zhang, Wally, Adesanya, plus 141.
Stone cold lock right there.
That is a lock. Aaron Blanchfield, Zhang Weili, Izzy Adesanya, plus 141. And then if you add them all up, if you want to do the 6-legger and say both these slime balls are absolute fire, Brian, these 6-leggers get a hit. You're looking at plus 1216.
Oh, yeah. That's my
I'm going to do all 3. I'm going to do the early one. I'm going to do the later one. And I'm going to do them all together. My bankroll has been getting hit pretty hard, so we're going to need rebound. And why not rebound with fucking Slimeball Parlays? Because we're over 50 on the year. But technically there's 3 of them. A big card needed a big Slimeball Parlay, and we fucking done it, man. We done did it right there, boys. That's a fun show. Now, listen, I'll text you guys later. I'm going over a buddies for the fights with other people, so I won't be able to keep score. So one of you boys will have to keep score. I can send you the paper or our picks or whatever. So I'll delegate that to the.
We have you can send it to me because we got our family. You
play
the same game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And he does it. He does it like with like spreadsheets and shit. This guy he doesn't mess around. I do it with markers and a paper. The 444.
I'm gonna put it into a spreadsheet.
The first slime ball is sketchy, BP. God,
Yes.
Tatum.
Yeah, it is.
Positive. The second slime ball is nice, though. How, Brian, the Twitter will be fun after this card. The 4-500 plus money is a main event. I love all the just give me the plays. Feed me the plays. All right.
That Chandler under. If you do a slime ball prop parlay.
Not doing it this show. Not doing it this week. Burn me last week.
I'll do it. No, I'm saying a pure, because you don't like to bet money.
Right. You don't mix money line with props. You're saying a pure prop.
If you have 3 props, the centerpiece is that Poirier Chandler minus 180 under 2.5. That's a thing of beauty right there.
Gorgeous. Thing of beauty. All right, boys. Thank you for taking your time out of your night to do this. Very fun show. I'll see you. Chat. You guys were awesome. Highest viewership we've ever had, by the way.
Hell
chat
yeah.
was on fire.
Wow.
We'll switch back to StreamYard next time because it's a lot more. You guys can see it. It's a lot more fun when you see the chat. You can interact a little more, and that way I can block people who are coming in saying hateful things. But we topped out at the highest number we ever topped out. You guys are absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for my boys.